here, and today we have a new episode in the Art Adventure. Art Venture. That's kind of the series that I'm working on where I explore art, talk art, and create art. And it's more of a with me type of series where I just talk shit. Well, not talk shit, but well, kind of. Where I just explore maybe Pinterest, ArtStation, do studies. I try to do things in real time. And these types of videos, I think they won't be as edited. So yeah, I want it to be more direct and more just raw, I guess. So by the way, we do have this. I was inspired, or I was scrolling through ArtStation and I found this I guess a fan art of Bebop. He's a character in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series, and it's by Andre Pocomeda. So I will link this artist's sculpture made in ZBrush in the description below. And I want to study the forms because I find these types of characters very interesting, like the monster types, ogre types, and essentially like big, beefy, fat types of kind of scary but not that scary. They're just beast-like type of characters, and I want to be able to illustrate this kinds of or these types of concepts. So I'm going to study his sculptures, which is really cool. Well, not sculpture, but it's one sculpture or one model, but I'm glad that he posted like different views, so it's very nice to really study. And again, I'll be linking this post in the description below. So let me just head over to Clip Studio Paint, and I did import the images in the sub view on Clip Studio Paint, and it's a great way to work on your references. You can color pick much easier. I mean, you could also open a new tab. It's harder to zoom in, or it's you have to use the scroll wheel to view or to zoom in and out. It's not like the actual canvas where you can just hold down the Z button or key and then you can just zoom in and out. So it's kind of weird, but we'll work with it. And I can turn it on and off. You do have to make your own shortcut for this and adjust it in the shortcut settings. But I'm going to pick a specific view and just I kind of like this one, but I don't want this angle. I'll try working on this angle. Yeah, I want to be able to draw or illustrate like pigs, elephants, cows, those types of mammals, just because it looks cool. Right now, I think I'll focus more on the face. And for me, I think to be more efficient, I need to pick a more opaque brush, I think, because it's much faster and less yeah, so let me just try, fuck it, I'll use more of a flat brush, maybe a flat brush, or just a more opaque looking brush. Still trying to decide which one. Is it this one? Nah, I don't know. I want something more enjoyable. Shit, let me just zoom out a bit. It's too close. There you go. So we'll spend about maybe an hour just trying to study this creature thing. Bebop. This it's a pigman, a boar. And you know what? Just a side note, I did make the layer properties gray, and this helps me not focus too much on the colors and more on the values. Can I turn this gray? Is it possible? No, I don't think so. Well, anyway, even if I do select, say, this color, it'll end up being gray anyway. so the colors won't be transferred in any sort of way. You know what? Fuck this. This is too fine. Let me just draw maybe the silhouette first. Maybe that's what's stopping me. So a basic silhouette right here. Just the impression of the whole thing. Kind of like that. And I want to be able to draw these kinds of animals from imagination because they're fun to do, you know. Why is the color not transferring? I don't get it. Oh, you have to click on it. Fuck, that sucks horseshit. I'm not used to using the sub view and Clip Studio Paint, but we'll work with it. We'll see what happens. So there's hair. What are the big shapes? Start there. Well, technically, I'm supposed to work on the face, but you know what? I think I'm using too small, or I'll try using more of a flat brush. Maybe that will help me save some fucking time. It's lighter on the top. Hopefully this turns out okay. I need to do more studies, and I think one of my most biggest annoying things that I do is not work with reference. And I think that's such a sad way to live life because you're not learning as much. And I'm not sure where I got that from, but the hesitation to use references is kind of annoying. So let's try working on and just doing the silhouette first. Should I do that? Fuck. You know what? Fuck this. Create new. Or Control Alt G. Shit. And then I'll just paint everything black and start there. I'll try to see the silhouette as it is. Whoa! Artist! And kind of like that. And then let me just hit E for my erase and then just oh shit, wrong. It's supposed to be this guy. Shh. Kind of like this. Go. And then E. It doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to paint over it anyway. It's just a way to save time. Oh, so this whole thing is encompassed or full. Like there's no opening, hardly any, so we'll just do that. There you go. I think that's more than enough. Then go back to the clipping mask layer, and then hit a lighter value, maybe this guy. Just a mid-tone perhaps. Oh shit. The original layer is in grayscale, but the new clipping mask, you know what, fuck it, let's just do color. This is not going well for now. Wait, this is my first time doing this, so, or this kind of study, so I should not feel as bad. So let's start with the shadows, just to so this whole area right here is kind of dark. I know I need to study more of the anatomy and the forms, but I need something to, like a base at the very least, you know what I mean? Now the problem with doing studies like this is sometimes it becomes like a one-to-one thing where you end up not learning. I mean, you'll end up painting the thing, but do you really understand where the forms are? Or what's it about, you know? Like there's a yeah, you get the point. Do you? Maybe not. Just the impression. You know what, fuck it. Let me just Control E. There you go, now it's merged. Maybe the flat brush is too weird, or I don't know, maybe it's just me. Uh, fuck, sorry. We'll try this brush. I think you need to have a good set of brushes. Just because it gives you more variety. Something gray right here. We'll start with the impression of the thing. Paint over that, paint over that. It doesn't have to be accurate. It's a really strong brow ridge right here. Now it's hard to sculpt with this guy. So yeah, we're figuring out how to do this as we go. Is it nice? I don't know. I'll try this. Fuck it, we'll do this. We'll use this brush. So the eye is somewhere here, and I want to be able to just paint over my mistakes. And I think that's a great way to save time. Who knows? And limiting myself to just a couple of brushes, I think, is going to be useful for me. But keep it simple. Keep it simple. Yeah. I think if you have a solid brush that's kind of fixed in one position, I think that's great for studying with. So we'll stick with this guy maybe. So it's actually kind of like this. So it's kind of when you're doing digital painting, you're kind of doing like drawing and painting at the same time. It's kind of its own thing, you know? And like there's so many wrinkles too, which is extremely fascinating. But I know the eye should be somewhere here. The nose should be somewhere here too. Suggestions for the hair. It goes way back, by the way. So really high, and then boom. What am I studying? I think I should focus more on and be specific. Because I can't just copy it one-to-one. I mean, I can copy it, but do I really get the forms? You know? I think I'm not... I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I need to change my approach. I don't really know how to do this, so bear with me. This is real life stuff. Figuring things out. Damn, it looks like a freaking weird thing. But I can see it. I can see the potential. Ooh, potential. Potential. It's a big fucking nose right there. I don't know, I think this brush is kind of getting in the way. Like this is something I would use. Like it's hard to sculpt with this brush, I think. Like it's too opaque or it's too solid. Is that even a thing? I need something that's a bit more flexible. I don't know. We'll try the bristle. Yeah, I do like it because it's it's not fully opaque. The more pressure, the more opaque it is, sure, but it's not that bad. Just the major forms. Work on the wrinkles later. Just try to dab in the eye or something. There you go. Doesn't have to be accurate, Dave. Easy, easy, calm the fuck. Calm your tits. Let's just darken the blacks here. There you go. Make sure we know where the mouth is. Yeah, I think this is a much better way or approach. Maybe you can use a more opaque brush in the beginning, but over time, I don't know, I think it's better to be more I like this brown right here. Some folds because the muscles are kind of here. Oh, this one is light. Right. There you go. Looks kind of like a chest. It's not much light because it's still in shadow. Oh, we'll try something here to darken things up a bit. Whenever I'm procrastinating, I think it's good to productively procrastinate. So if you're working on something here and you're kind of like, oh fuck, nervous, just move on to say another area. It's a good way of coping with life. There you go. Some light spot here. We'll try dabbing this in. There. We can fix up the edges later, but I think we need to focus more on the impression. What's so cool about Impressionism is you don't need that many details to tell a story, to illustrate, showcase what you want people to see or what you yourself want to see. Right now there's so many like wrinkles and folds and it's kind of hard to break it down, but I don't know. We'll just play with the there you go. What is this? Ew, there you go. And even if I do this study, I don't think I'll fully get what I'm doing. So I'll have to do more and more of these to really learn the like how far things are, how forms should, you know. Yeah. Oh, there's a big ass belly here. Let me just work on the chest more. So, painted the big ass chest. And then maybe a bit of this. There you go. Just to fill in the gaps over here. And then that's it. I won't work as much here. Maybe. Who knows? Fuck it. Oh, I think I did good. I think I did a good job with the face. Let me just fuck. I keep skipping around. By the way, I'm also doing this. I think I'm nervous. Not nervous, but because I'm recording it, I'm kind of anxious a bit. It's very different if I don't record. So you may have an easier time if you're not recording. So maybe try that. You know what I mean? There's a dark something here. So the neck goes here, and then the chest goes right here. And then the chest, it's a big fat man tit. Or pig tit. There you go. A nice blend. I don't think accuracy is something you should really prioritize here. I think it's understanding the nuances. First of all, in general, the forms, but also the forms, like the big masses, but also like how the cuts are made, how the shadows are done, which side is hard, which side ought to be soft, you know? For example, for this chest, I do know it's going to be harder at the bottom than at the top. If you look at this part right here, it's softer, so I'll select the edge of the shadow and make it more like this. soften it a bit. I know it's kind of if you look at this pec muscle here, it's darker on this side. It's a very soft gradient, but I can see that nuance. So it will pick this lighter shade, dab it in, and then blend it out. You know what I mean? So it's understanding all of these nuances. I think that's going to really help. Really help. Yes, you get the point, or do you? So it's going to be harder at the bottom right here. Most of the shadows are harder at the bottom. And then hit the edge. Do that. You could use a blending tool too, but fuck it. There you go. Hard. Hard. Hit the other side or the upside, and then you blend that out. And depending on how thick that side is or that fold is, you know. So the one in the darker side, I guess, is the harder edged. Maybe you don't see it, but I think I kind of do. For example, if you look at these folds, the hard edged or the harder edge, is it? I don't even know. What am I saying? Fuck. This shit is hard, so let me just zoom out and just maybe, I don't know, make it smaller. Or just move it slightly higher off the ground. And just, I want to make this chest or this, sorry, this shoulder kind of present in the thing. Sometimes my pen does the whole ring thing. Maybe you saw it earlier, but, or just now, but there you go. Just block it out, block it out. Or should you? We'll try drawing it. So I'll use a darker value. Or fuck it, just use black. And then you have this big forearm. We'll use this color. There you go. Lighter value, just to kind of fill it in. And then what are the darks here? We'll select this guy and then do this. Ooh. Is it too dark? Maybe, maybe not. Look at all those cuts in the muscle, in the fat. It looks so intense. Let's try suggesting the big, massive muscle here, the bicep. Go. I like this light value. We'll use it. I don't think I'm right now. I think just my intuition. I'm not studying as effectively because I'm trying to spread myself. Or I'm studying a bunch of different things, so it's not, I'm not being as specific. But fuck it. Right now, let's just do what we can, and we can refine things and focus more later. And be more picky with what we study. So this whole thing is super smooth. I would love to use a blending brush, or a soft brush. But right now, I think I just want to keep things. I like this dark. There you go. Let it fade out. Work on the textures later. There you go. This shadow right here is more important than this one, so we'll focus on this guy. There you go. It kind of fades in a bit, and then there's like a bit of fat, armpit fat right here. And then we'll lighten this part. There you go. You see that? I'm actually painting pretty far. I'm about a foot away from my screen. Or maybe a foot and a half, so I can see things. I have a Is it a 21-inch 22E Pro? I actually don't use the tablet itself. I use it more as a monitor. But even with the pen, I hardly use the pen. I just treat this the XP Pen 22E Pro as a monitor. It doesn't feel as good. I think I'm just used to having a smaller tablet. I have the pen that I'm using right now, or the tablet and pen. I'm using a Wacom Intuos Pro S. It's not a new version. It's quite not that old, but it's a couple of years old. It's not that recent, but it's amazing, and it's been loyal to me, and that's what matters. So how do you draw this belly? There's like a bit of fat here. So it goes, so this is the midpoint. It goes like this, and then like this. Interesting. Here you go. To find the shadow again, it's somewhere. So the harder edge is going to be like this in a way. And then there's a bit of fat right here. So I guess I'm learning a bit about how the fat or side belly works. Shit, it's darker here because the arm is kind of blocking the light. There you go, just a bit of shadow, but here it captures more of the light, I guess. Yeah. And what's so cool with using a smaller tablet, you don't have to move your hand as much. So I think that's a good advantage of having a really small tablet. But then again, what if your hands are like super big? I don't have big hands. My hands are pretty like small. So I don't really have to move as much. So that's kind of cheating. And I just take up less space. So that's kind of, I don't know. Is that cheating? Kind of. The whole detail thing is kind of hard right now, but it looks more like a scar, but I guess I'm not ready for it. Whenever you do studies, you won't be able to study everything, I believe. Sometimes you're studying something, but sometimes you're just painting it one-to-one. And I think maybe that's not always the efficient way to do things, but maybe it's more sustainable perhaps. I'm not even sure what I'm saying, but it sounds like I'm right. Maybe it helps with lessening the pressure by not focusing too much on the what's the word? Let me just draw the ear in. It's still within the silhouette, so there's nothing fancy about it. It's kind of horizontal. This, but like this, but like this, and then some weird shadows, brown shadows. We'll use brown. In terms of the form, I don't really get it yet. But I think I'm having fun with just studying it for now. Am I learning something? I think so. Kind of. Wow. It kind of looks like Jeff Simpson a bit. I believe I did an art review of Jeff Simpson's work. He's a concept artist as well. And maybe a bit of, what's his name? Ralph Lamotan. He does a lot of like dinosaurs, mammals, like prehistoric mammals, and such. And he has a very painterly kind of look to his work. He's kind of underrated, so I do recommend you check out his work. Ralph Lamotan, I believe. If my memory serves right, that's his actual name. Or oh, the bell is kind of right here. So there's something, maybe this is the rib cage. It's kind of on top of the belly gut. And one day I'm going to do a lot of hentai stuff. There's this artist called Mamimi. If you know, you know. And I want to be able to do that kind of work just because it's fun and hot. And taboo art or not safe for work art. Like you can't remove it from the community, from the art community. We all have our pervy drawings that we try to hide, but eventually someone, like, you can't just not keep it, or not, you can't not share it, rather. You must be able to show that shit, just because it's nice. You know what, I think it would have been more efficient to kind of draw the things first before, because I think I'm trying to do like painting, studying the edge form or the edge work, whether it is something soft, is something hard. And I'm also kind of drawing it along the way, and I'm constantly trying to figure out, oh, is the proportion right? Am I following the reference more, or am I too attached to the reference? And this happens when you're trying to do many things at once. See this fat? It's supposed to be like a big fatty thing, right? Let me just do that. And this part right here isn't supposed to be that dark. Maybe a bit, but not that much. Brown? Looks kind of like a boob right here. Fuck. So far it's been 33 minutes. Let me just have a sip of water. It's not that bad. Cope. I'm coping again. Stop the cope. Stop the cope. Take the black pill. It's over. The end is nigh. Reminds me of this anime, Boku something. It's a rom-com, I believe. It's a very funny anime. See, I skipped the belly. Oh, someone panicked. Someone fucking panicked. There you go. I want to be able to do the whole wrinkle thing, but right now maybe that's not that ought not to be my priority. Eventually I'll get there. I think my original intention was to try and study like the face and the general beast likeness of these sorts of creatures. So the details will come along, but I just need to be able to do like the big bellies, the muscles, the big broad shoulders, the very monstrosity kind of face. Like ugly but beast like there's a beauty to the ugliness, you know. Oof. Kawaii. Let's dab in some lighter values just to cope. Oh, see this part right here? It looks more broader because the silhouette is being broken like this. See that? just kind of to even the face of this pig, my version, my study, it's a bit small compared to this guy. Like, oh, he's just more big and buff and just scary. You know what? I'll stop at this belly. Let's do a hard. See this right here? Let's do the hard version of that right here. See that? Oh shit, it's too light. Hard line, and then we'll blend it the fuck out. We could use a soft brush, but I'll use the same brush that I use, but just use less pen pressure and blend it out, like kind of like this. There you go. Right. Maybe I should draw the big mass first. Make sure the general edge is there, and then I can do the whole like thing in between, you know. There you go. There you go. See that? Much more effective. See that slight shift in value? There you go. Doesn't have to be accurate, fuck it, right? Now, if you look at this area, the edges are not as clear. Now, the edge of the belly may be, kinda. But this part right here, that goes in the midline of the belly, it ought not to be too sharp. The edge anyway, it has to be somewhat blurred. Oh, you can see a bit of like reflected lighting. There has to be like something like that. I don't know. I am painting in a white background, so that doesn't really make sense, but we'll make it blend. Oh, it's too dark. Racist. There you go. See this thing? This is a mistake. It has to be more blended out. Like that. See that? Oh, that's a... Man, it's kind of off. Like this guy seems fucking dead. Or... his belly is all messed up. Right? I lost a dark value. That sucks, horseshit. There you go. The belly, I'm not satisfied. Let me just do this. Yeah, it seems like it's going too far. I think I'm getting lost in the details of shit, but fuck it. It has to be like this, and then... right? Yeah, just going too far, I think. There you go. Just... yeah, makes more sense. I need to find... see, the midline ought to be... let me just take a break. Fuck. And have a sip of water. My bad. Let me just zoom out a bit. It's not a bad study, but I think I was doing too much. Trying a bunch of things. It looks kind of okay, but it's kind of... I don't know. Eventually, I'm going to get it. So do more studies. I'll do painting studies. Drawing studies are important too, so maybe that's also why I'm lacking. Like, I need to separate the edge control, the brush control or brushwork type of control, soft edge, hard edge, that contrast. But also, I need to practice my drawing. You know, being able to jot down the major silhouettes, the major contours, the major landmarks of these sorts of creatures. and all of them combined will eventually lead me to be able to illustrate them more effectively. So I think sessions like this are good too because it keeps me accountable. Because if I do this on my own, would I really be able to do this on my own? I mean, yeah, but you know, I'm getting distracted by my own self. Oh, see that? Ugh. It doesn't have to be accurate, Dave, but it just, yeah, have fun. I think I kind of ruined it a bit, but you know, it is what it is. Sharp edge, really fat around here. Oof. This whole thing is just freaking dark, like it doesn't even exist. It's in the freaking abyss of life. Dark, dark, dark. And whenever something is in shadow, you don't have to fully render it. Right, so clear the fat right here. Sculpt the fat in, or the bottom part of the fat. Blend the edge of that, kind of like this. And then add a highlight just right at the edge of that fat. Right in the edge of that fat. Kind of like that. It kind of fades out more, so we'll do this. Let it fade out more. Now I'm not really getting the nuance yet because it's like there's so many tiny changes and curves, so I won't fully get it now, but you know, I'm learning. I'm seeing the way of the samurai. Yes. And for example, this part, this side is in shadow right here, and then it blends out from there, from the shadow part. See that? I kind of got it, but not really. Shit. Oh, it's kind of like this. There you go. I think I'm working on the tricep of this bebop pig guy. Pig or boar. Same family, but the boar is much more broad and scary. And it has like the horns, so that's always scary. Scary? Scary? Kawaii? Okay. So you can define edges. It's mostly a value thing. One is going to be lighter than the other. If you don't have a value change, especially like a hard value change from one value to another, you won't see an edge, which means there is no edge. So you're going to assume that that thing is smooth. So you want to make sure there is a slight value change, right? Even though it's not that apparent, doesn't change the fact that it has to be there, no matter how small. See that? Yeah, I'm going to limit this episodes to about an hour because the rendering time and obviously my own personal stuff. You know what? It makes me respect a lot of artists online. They talk like it's easy, but once you actually do what they do, it takes work. And kudos to those artists who show up and do the work. Especially the YouTube artists. The ones who actually do art, by the way. Because there are a lot of artists who just talk shit and talk about like toxic stuff here and there. Like what's toxic, what's not toxic. And it's kind of annoying. Like where's your art? I mean, if they do art and then they have commentary, I mean, that's okay. Because at least I know they're an actual artist. Like they actually know the grind of it. But they're just opinionated, which is good. They get to represent themselves and show who they are, their values, their interests and such, their take on things. And that's always good, but not all of them are like that. So some are just more like dumb, I guess. Shit, I'm working too much on the details, but fuck it. There you go. How much time have I spent? We're at 40 plus minutes. Not bad for a study. You know, in the past, doing something like this would really intimidate me, but you know, things change over time. You kind of just like you know, you're like, yeah, take some work, but it's not that like. Next time, I think I should be more intentional. Or even before I try to get good at doing studies, I should build the habit of doing studies. And then once the habit is there, I can be more like deliberate. You know what? I've been doing a lot of studies and I'm good at showing up, but I think I've been focusing too much on the lighting and less on the forms, and maybe I should work on the forms more. And maybe in this session I should do more like breakdowns, like drawings instead of paintings. You know, having that kind of mentality I think is good. Focusing more on the habit first of being able to go on your canvas, go on your, you know, Photoshop, Clip Studio Paint, your sketchbook, and just drawing away, practicing, keeping that habit, building that habit, and you can be more specific from there. You can be more deliberate from there. So start with a discipline, then you can follow that discipline with being more, what's the word? Deliberate. Wow. Man, this guy did this in 3D. Fuckhole. Mother of hell. Cry me a river. Shadow. Shadow. Man, that ear is hard as hell. Light value. We'll use it to build an edge. There you go. So if you want to build an edge without using lines, I think, again, how did I do it? Value, a slight shift in value, or a recognizable shift in value, to the point where you can actually see an edge. And that's it. I really want to work on the belly though. Like what is, like something is not right. Maybe by flipping it, I'll see it. Let me flip the sub view too. There you go. Let me have a sip again of water. Water. I have one of those water bottles with the straw at the top. I've noticed I drink more water when it's when I'm using that than say a basic kind of thing or water bottle. Oh shit. There you go. So yeah, flipping the canvas does help too. It just gives you a fresher view because maybe you get too stuck seeing things one way. So by flipping the canvas, you can see some mistakes here and there and just be more. You can have a fresher eye. Excuse me, sorry. What am I doing again? Oh yeah, the belly. Sometimes I forget. This is what happens when you're trying to do like a larger study, like a whole thing, because you're not just trying to break down one thing. You're trying to do a bunch of other things along with the main thing, or sorry, along with the intentional original thing you were trying to do. So for me, I believe it was trying to study. The general idea was to study beasts, kind of like this one, but I mean I am doing it, but because I'm very inexperienced, I'm studying a lot of things. I'm studying a lot of things at once. So maybe to kind of start this whole series, maybe I can do larger studies like this to kind of help me jump in. And then once I can see, oh shit, I'm having trouble with the shoulders, I can be more like deliberate next time and focus more on say a specific part in my next kind of study, So I think right now what I'm doing is a lot of painting, and maybe I should do a lot of drawing more next time. Just trying to understand the forms, and then from there I can be more I guess yeah. Oh wow. So I'm drawing the shoulders or for arms. I'm going to skip the wrinkles. I want to really be able to do those in 2D, but fuck it. Right now I'm not there, but over time I can get there. Too dark. Right now the values don't have to be accurate. I mean they have to be, but they have to demonstrate more of the accurate enough to show the form, but not accurate enough to be like realistic. So maybe some hues will be kind of off, but you can tell the form via the value. I keep saying I'm annoying. See this? Shit. I think I just ruined the arm. Maybe not, who knows? Shit, we're at 54 minutes. Let me just... Oh shit, I was working on the belly, right? Oh my fucking god. That I was supposed to like have a fresher view of the belly, but it is what it is. When life throws you lemons, you make lemonade. Oh, I'm watching, by the way, as of this recording, Konosuba, the explosion series with the explosion mage, Megumi, I believe her name is. Super funny show. It's been a while since I've watched Konosuba, but I just felt like I needed an anime to keep me sane. Because if I'm going to dive deep on this whole... Shit, it's loading. if I'm going to dive deep on this YouTube thing, because I want to really work on YouTube, I need something to keep me sane. This is the shadow of the tit. Fuck hole. So that's interesting. We learn as we go. And yeah, so if you're into anime, or if you know some kind of Netflix series, whatever your leisure is, don't neglect it, because if you're trying to go, because a lot of this takes a lot of effort, a lot of focus. You're going to go fucking insane if you don't have something that you just watch for the fun of it. Like if you're always on the active role, like studying, painting, illustrating, doing concepts, like fuck, you're going to go mad, and you're just not going to be fully yourself. So have something to enjoy. Okay? Yeah, have something to enjoy. Let's say you're doing a video while something is rendering, you can watch like an episode of your favorite anime, or catch up on, say, I don't know, comedy show or something of that nature. You know, don't be so you're still a human being, and you have interests, passions aside from art, and or maybe you have hobbies that are outside of art. Maybe you're into music, maybe you're into I don't know, fitness. That's something. I don't know. Right, I really want to work on that fucking air. Yeah, so in my next, we're closing in on the hour, and I'm going to have to end this soon. But hopefully you've learned something from watching me, and hopefully you're inspired enough to do your own studies. Whatever you want to learn it. And I've shared some insights with you in this episode, in this art adventure but series. Yeah, so hopefully you've taken away a few tips, and see that's me practicing a bit of edge control there. If I want something smooth, I have to learn how to make it smooth. If I want something to be kind of sharp in the edge, can you do that with your brush? Can you do that with the pen pressure settings you have at the moment? So something to consider, something to practice, which takes time, right? You will understand and learn the nuances of your subject later over time. So don't force it. Accept that you're going to be somewhat slow, and focus more on being able to just do, and what's the word? Be there and study the thing, and over time we're going to get like the bits of like details and stuff like that. Yeah, this shoulder looks fucking weird, but fuck it. Yeah, I even skipped the fucking face. Fuck. The belly. I skipped it again. It's okay. Shh, it's okay. I can always work on this later or touch it up in other. Yeah, I just have to be more specific with the goals that I want. I'll flip it again. Flip. Flippity flip. There you go. Amaze balls. Roar. Big and bulky. Roar. But not bad for a study, for a 1 hour study. Hopefully you've learned something from this. Wait, let me just set the intention for my next study for this thing. Oh my god, the belly is so far away. You know what? I have to be specific with what I'm studying. Okay, the main thing I'm studying are beast-like men. So they have to be male, muscular but fat, and their faces are not human. Their body may be humanoid, but their faces are animalistic. I'm talking boars, in this case a boar, pigs, elephants, cows, bulls, mammals, in general. Maybe crocodiles. I like crocodiles. Or alligators, lizards. I think I'm going into a furry territory, so I have to be extra careful, but yeah. And hopefully I can do a lot of hentai types of I'm kidding. Or am I? Am I though? Am I kidding? See that ring? It's annoying. I have to lift my pen and then go back at it to, there you go, make it disappear. Sorry. So this is the actual tit, and then there's a shadow underneath it, but it's much grayer. And the edge way softer, because it's a cast shadow. Well, not all cast shadows have soft edges. Eventually, well, do they? Who knows? We'll see as I do more studies, do more concepts. This one's a bit too gray. I need some brown in it. Oh, I think the whole. Let me just do this. Just some quick ones to make it more. There you go. Shadow. Shit. That was too dark. My bad. Because the light is coming from the top too, so. Yeah, I think I'm just ruining it at this point. Easy. There you go. Let me just fix the edge. I'm past an hour now, but I don't know why am I doing this. There you go. Clean up that edge. Have a slight bump here. I like this light value. We'll use it at the edge. Just fixing the edge a bit. Oh my god, what am I doing? But hopefully you've learned something from this episode of the art adventure series where I explore art, talk about art, create art, and I'll be doing this more regular. I'll be doing these kinds of videos regularly as well because they're more direct. I don't edit them as much because 1 hour videos are just too long, and I've tried editing these kinds of videos with this kind of length. It's just not feasible. I mean, you can, but it just takes too much time, and I won't be able to upload as much. So I have to be more direct with my sessions, and yeah. So definitely more to come, and I hope you join me. And if you are joining me and you're subscribed, please leave a like if you enjoy the video, because it does help. Or just add some random comments and make it sound like you're engaging to help with the algorithm and stuff. And you know, because I want this channel to grow too and take this more seriously. Because maybe the reason why, whatever your thing is, maybe the reason why you're not progressing as much is because you're not going all in. So this is a call to action, or a reminder that maybe it's time for you to go all in. And you can join me while you do that. So I think I'll stop it in I really want to go. Keep going. Just shh. So I think I kind of got it a bit. So hopefully this episode helps you. I'll see you in the next one.